I've witnessed the small patch of coral community disappeared over the course of 2 months. We know that there's a need for something a little bit more environmentally friendly, but also specifically designed to customize and to accommodate the needs of corals. So in year 3 of my PhD, I co-invented the world's first 3D printed reef tiles made from clay. I'm Vriko, I'm the CEO of Archireef. I'm a scientist by training, and I'm from Hong Kong. I was born and raised in Hong Kong in the 90s, and I pretty much grew up in the countryside of Hong Kong. And I remember going to the mountains, to the ocean, got cut by some oysters and coral. So yeah, my memories, childhood memories in Hong Kong has always been in the countryside. That planted the seed in me in caring about generally the environment. And when I was doing my undergrad at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, my major was natural sciences. And then I continued my study at the University of Hong Kong for my PhD. That's where I specialized in coral restoration, understanding how population genetics, physiology, and the combination of eco-engineering could potentially contribute to coral restoration. My most vivid memory of degradation actually happened in 2014 when I was diving weekly in one of the coral community sites in Psycho. It feels like going on Pokemon Go. It feels like you're looking around, looking for the little creatures that are hiding in the crevices. So that was one of my earlier experience. And then it's later on when I was volunteering for a professor at Baptist University. That's when we get to see the small patch of coral community disappeared. So in year 3 of my PhD, I co-invented the world's first 3D printed reef tiles made from clay. That experience actually comes from the fact that we failed restoration with the traditional methods like concrete, metal rebar, or the plastic platform. And because we've seen how corals perform with those traditional solutions, we know that there's a need for something a little bit more environmentally friendly, but also specifically designed to customize and to accommodate the needs of corals. So then we come up with this 3D printed reef tiles. And I remember in my year 3, when we have the solutions and started having data to prove that this could be a solution that could be scaled, we realized that as a scientist, we find a problem, we find a solution, we publish, and the cycle repeats. I wasn't ready to move on from moving away from this solution where I know that there's a potential to bring real-world impact. And that's the time that we co-founded Archireef as a vehicle to commercialize science and bring the solutions in the lab to the real world. So here's our wet lab, where we're keeping the corals alive. And here we're testing how corals perform under different environmental conditions. That includes temperature, salinity, and pH levels. Other than corals, we also have other experiments running on seagrass and urchins. They're basically understanding the interactions of different marine ecosystems and the critical ecological functions of particular species. Back in the 80s, when the population grew in Hong Kong, we actually have a lot of sewage output into the ocean, including our Victoria Harbour. One thing that really drastically changed is actually the harbour treatment scheme initiated by our Hong Kong government, where there's a lot of water treatment around Hong Kong built to make sure that we treat the sewage before we discharge it into the ocean. I've been working in academia in the university for almost 10 years. And as a scientist, we're trained to think logically, to speak the jargon, but not necessarily thinking about practicality and bringing the solutions to the new world. So the last 6 years has been a very steep learning curve where I had to relearn how to speak. I have to relearn how to think. I have to relearn how to engage the broader stakeholders to buy into the mission and vision. I've never thought about being on the stages like the World Economic Forum, the CNN, but it is actually a very encouraging example to see how the rest of the world are valuing science as a major decision-making process, especially when it comes to environmental issues.